Welcome to the Blood TCG YouTube channel. My name's Karol, and today we'll be learning the basics of the Mechanologist class. Currently, there are 5 Mechanologist heroes in Classic constructed: Dash, Inventor Extraordinaire, Dash IO, Max, Teklevossen, and Puffin. So each one of these Mechanologists play in their very unique ways. So this video is more to cover the basics of how Mechanologists function in general. We'll talk boost, items, crank, evos, then we'll talk about the general strategy and how they all tie together. All right, let's get into it. Many Mechanologists are all about speed, and one of their key engines is boost. Boost says, as an additional cost to play this, you may banish the top card of your deck. If it's a Mechanologist card, this gets go again. If boost is a key part of your game plan, you might try to include as many, if not all, Mechanologist cards in your deck just to guarantee that go again. Let's look at an example at playing a boost card. I'm gonna play the 0 to 60. It's got the boost keyword. I'm gonna boost, banishing the top card of my deck. Now the whole deck is Mechanologist cards, so I'm always gonna hit. And what this does is it gives my attack go again, and now I can continue my turn. So boost is great at helping you just maximize that output on a turn. But as you continue to boost, you are using the top of your deck as a resource, and you are putting yourself on a clock. Now let's look at the next piece in the Mechanologist toolkit, items. No other class runs as many items as Mechanologist. Items are non-attack action cards that stay in their arena. They do not block or attack, but they do fuel your game plan. Some give you resources like Hyperdriver, others enhance your weapons and attacks like Teklo Pounder, and some even prevent damage or disrupt your opponent. Make sure to choose the right items to suit your particular game plan. Remember, items don't block, so be careful with how many you put in your deck. If you do want to play a lot of items, it might be worth it putting cards with Galvanize that help to give you that defensive power despite having so many items. Most Mechanologist items enter the arena with Steam counters. To get the most value out of your items, it's important to manage your Steam counters correctly. Different items engage with Steam counters in different ways. For example, this Hyperdriver, it comes into play with 3 Steam counters, and it triggers once per turn when you boost a card. So it synergizes with your boost attacks to give you resources. This Clam Press enters the arena with 2 Steam counters. At the start of your turn, destroy this unless you remove a Steam counter from it. So it's important to engage with the items differently to maximize the value from them. So you'll notice these items don't have go again on them. So how can you continue your turn after playing it? The answer is crank. Crank is a keyword found on some Mechanologist items. Crank states, as this enters the arena, you may remove a Steam counter from it. If you do, gain an action point. So crank gives you a choice. You can either play the item with the starting amount of Steam counters, like for example this Clam Press enters the arena with 2 Steam counters, or you can use one of these Steam counters to give it go again so you can continue your turn. So crank gives you a lot of strategic flexibility. You can play an item, crank it, and continue playing cards. But if you play an item without cranking it, you then have that extra Steam counter to utilize it further on the following turns. In High Seas, we introduced cogs, which will let you interact with the crank mechanic and gain additional action points in other ways that aren't just boost. Other than items, a unique feature of the Mechanologist class are Evos. These are upgrades for your equipment that allow you to improve your equipment over the course of a game and build up a suit of armor rather than wear it out throughout the game. For example, the Evos Steel Souls are a great way to build up your defenses over the course of a game. So there are numerous ways you can engage with the Mechanologist class, and a lot of these heroes play in very different ways. But here are some general tips to make sure you have a good time. If you're playing boost and playing a more aggressive game plan, make sure to be aware of how many cards you're boosting throughout the game so you don't run out of gas. If you're playing lots of items, make sure that your game plan is adjusted so that lack of defenses on them don't punish you in the long run. Playing Mechanologist requires thinking across multiple turns, so knowing when to play an item with crank or without crank is important to get the maximum value out of your plays. Sometimes it's beneficial to just take it easy, play out an item, and utilize it later on in the game. That setup and ability to save your resources and items for the following turn give Mechanologists the ability to create these big explosive hands, utilizing, for example, multiple boost cards while still having access to those items from the turns before. The Mechanologist class offers lots of depth, creativity in deck building, and the ways you play out the game. Whichever Mechanologist you want to play, they're all a ton of fun and there's lots of exploration there. So head down to your local game store and I'll see you on the next one.